Yeah, my name is Olusegun Elemo, the Executive Director at Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative, PLSI. And of course, PLSI is one of the implementing partners for the summit. We have about 11 implementing organizations, and we are one of them.
So what's the goal of the summit and what are your expectations for the summit?
Well, simply put, the goal is to identify gaps with implementing public policies, agree on feasible solutions with all the stakeholders, identify the policy actors that will implement the solutions, and then pursue expected changes through advocacy. That's the goal. The expectation, of course, is that by the end of today, we will have in the room, or of course, we would have had in the room all the key policymakers and field experts to provide context to all the accountability challenges that we have in the country as it affects different sectors of our national life. And then we'll, at the end of the day also, to have come up with, feasible solutions to address, all of these gaps. Ultimately, what we want to do is to ensure that, public policies, work for public good at the end of the day. And we are hoping that this provides the opportunity to hold those implementing public policies, policymakers themselves, accountable to the policies that they come up with, so that at the end of the day, those objectives will be realized and citizens' lives will be transformed.
My name is Freddie Eve Njemba. I'm working for the Intosai Development Organization, all the way from Norway, and I'm very happy to be here in Abuja for this first summit and deliver some remarks and also to engage with the vivid accountability ecosystem. So it's my pleasure.
So what's your expectation for the summit?
It's really to learn more about how accountability is entrenched here in Nigeria, and also to see how this experience can be replicated in other countries that we're working for, as we are a global organization.
Okay, my name is Gabriel Okewo. I'm the country director for Budget Foundation Nigeria, and I'm glad to be here.
So what's your expectation for this summit?
Okay, so I believe this is a maiden edition of this summit, and we're excited about it already. I'm looking forward to seeing all the state actors in our accountability system in Nigeria that have been invited, of course, to be at this summit today, for us to be able to have a robust conversation and not just leave it there as a conversation, but be able to, glean actionable points that we can use to further advocate and improve social accountability in Nigeria.
My name is Tobi Oluwatola. I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development.
So what's your expectation for this summit?
So I think accountability at the end of the day is what democracy is about. Elections are a part of the accountability framework. It's in democracy we appoint people to go represent us, and then it's our job as citizens to keep them accountable. And knowing that there are people keeping you accountable also keeps you on your toes to deliver on the things that you've promised to do. And it couldn't be more important that we do that job. And that's what the summit is about. It's about us organizing ourselves a little bit better to do that job of accountability so that our democracy can work.
My name is Eji Abubakar. I'm a lawyer. I used to be in the public service, but I'm now retired.
Okay, sir. So what's your expectation for this summit?
Well, the expectation is this is a conversation that is ongoing on how to entrench accountability in our public institutions. And this is the way to go for our country, how to rid the country of corruption and make public and private officials accountable in what they do. Yes.
So do you have recommendations, or what do you think the organizers can do?
Well, this is an ongoing conversation, and it didn't start today, and it will continue for a very long time. It has multifaceted nature, because beyond the conversation, we have to imbibe the culture. Beyond what you say today, we have to imbibe the culture of accountability, and we have to use different medias like our orientation agencies, our media, both conventional media and social media, to sensitize people on the need to be accountable. Accountable in the way in what we do, both as public servants and as private people. Accountable in our places of worship, accountability for civil societies, for government officials, for companies, for everybody. So the conversation is beyond the narrow confine of government institutions. It's all encompassing.
My name is Olani Yolaleye. I work for the International Budget Partnership.
So what's your expectation for this summit?
Yeah, so this is not the first time I'll be attending summit like this, especially organized by PLSI. And it's around accountability and how governments will be more transparent, especially when it comes to public resource governance system. So what I expect from this forum is that I believe the conversation would be taken forward to the government, and I believe government will implement some of the outcomes and some of the discussion that will be happening here today.
My name is Chido Anuma. I'm the coordinator of the African Center for Media and Information Literacy.
So what are your expectations for this summit?
My expectations are huge. It's interesting that you've managed to pull this huge collection of accountability cohorts, and we're expecting that the outcomes will be things that would, of course, improve accountability, good governance in the country.
Ismail Adile is my name, and I'm a retired director of Audit Office of Auditor General, presently an independent consultant consulting for PLSI, USAID, and all available World Bank sectors. So as an independent consultant, I'm available for an event like this that dwells on anything that touches on accountability. I am for it. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, so what's your expectation for this summit?
Well, my expectation is that the theme of the event, in terms of being able to profile solution on how to ensure we have accountability and even transparency in public administration in Nigeria, so that I'm expecting a lot of fireworks along that line, so that when we leave here at the end of the day, we'll be very clear as to the expectation for us to entrench accountability in the public space in Nigeria, and for us to see that we can move the nation forward through that enthronement of accountability.
My name is Kingsley Agu. I'm the Community Engagement Director at Connected Development.
Thank you for coming. So please, what do you say your expectations are for this summit?
Well, it's a gathering of accountability practitioners in Nigeria. My expectation is that we would come up with resolutions that would see Nigeria improve on our ratings in terms of transparency and accountability, and also discuss germane issues about accountability in Nigeria, and come up with solutions. For me, it's all about coming up with solutions.
Bello Barkindo. I'm a director at the Nigeria Governors Forum, and I'm here to represent the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum.
Welcome, sir. So what's your expectation for this summit?
Well, my expectation would come from the outcomes of the deliberations here. I think what we expect is there are going to be progressive initiatives that will, ameliorate the sufferings of the Nigerian people.